Hello, my beautiful Geminis. I have missed you. I have been through a lot this year. I've done a couple of videos, but nothing fabulous. And, well, I've done some deck reviews that I liked, but, I haven't been posting enough stuff. Obviously, I haven't done any of my, until the past couple of days, I haven't posted anything that was my astrology signs, uh, having a tarot reading. And so I'm going to do that again. And so this is the beginning. It's September. September, I always find, even though I'm a summer person, it's a great time to start things. Maybe that's just that whole back to school kind of a concept, but I vow that I will be doing at least the monthly readings for each of you signs, Gemini, because I miss that a whole lot. And the reason I didn't do it was because I had two moves, a major move from one country to another, and another fairly major move, and I had a bad boyfriend scenario that really was energy sapping, and so I'm really glad that's over. Honestly, it was so bad I thought it was going to scar me for life because I was literally with a crazy person, but it's not going to scar me for life. It's behind me, it's over, and it's going to be just fine. So, done with that ridiculous chapter. And on to the next thing. And, I'm just going to say I've made some stupid mistakes in my life, but I'm not going to make any more. And I must tell you, the tarot cards did warn me in every way about that scenario. And had I listened and, kind of followed the advice of what was coming up over and over again, honestly, I wouldn't have done it. And so I'm not saying anybody should follow anything blindly, but, when things keep emerging over and over and over again, sometimes there is a reason. And I believe in it, so, I should have definitely followed it. So here we are, and also I'm going to answer your questions. So if you have any questions for me, please send me them because I'm going to do a bunch of shows on that because I have a ton already, and I would love some more. I'll just do a whole series of that. That'll be really fun because I'll give you what the cards say and then what I say from my own life experience. Whether, anybody is interested in that or not, it'll be fun to, hear both sides of it. So here we go. We're going to do a little 9-card reading. This is for September 2022 for my darling Geminis. Another sign had Judgment in that same position. Oh, I see what's going on here. I think. This is an interesting reading. Interesting little reading. Oh, I like it when these two cards are together. Oh boy, this is good. Okay, this is pretty good. Okay, so I always try to dive into the negative, although this isn't necessarily for sure a negative. So this card is some kind of a conflict has occurred here, and somebody is the victor, and then there are those who aren't. So you can be on either side of that coin. So if you're the victor, perhaps it's because you had to say something or do something that put somebody in their place. A lot of people perceive this as we sometimes call this the sore winner card because sometimes, because of the look on the face, the way the card is drawn, I think that's sort of latched onto people over the years. And the guy looks a little bit smug. The guy who's picking up all the swords looks a little bit smug as the loser is slinking away. And there's this turbulence in the sky, and it just has a little bit of a negative connotation to it. But I'm not sure you definitely have to take it that way, because maybe you won over somebody who really needed to be put in their place. Maybe something had to be said. Maybe this is a positive. Now, Gemini, you guys are less easy to judge than a lot of other signs. You are not as clearly defined. You guys can be sort of a whole bunch of different kinds of personalities. I mean, not to say the other signs can't be. Like, I'm Aries, for example, and there are lots of different kinds of Aries depending on when you're born and what's happening in your chart and all that. But I do find that Aries people tend to be more consistently similar in their outlook to life than Geminis. Geminis are a little different. So take that as you will. So Judgment and Temperance, when these two cards come together, this can be really all about rebirth, purification, turning over a new leaf, starting something new, coming back to life after feeling like you were not doing everything you wanted to do. Sometimes, because it's Judgment, sometimes people have a feeling like they're incapable of doing something because of the way they've been treated in the past, or they have sort of decided that their lot in life is not all that it could be. And then sometimes when you get this Judgment card, even if you don't come to like a realization at the front of your mind, there's something going on in you that realizes that no, you can do all the things you need to do. You are capable, and it's going to happen, and you're going to make it happen. And Temperance is all about, looking within and purifying and starting over and being more moderate, maybe for people who are doing too much drinking, drugs, whatever thing you're into that's not so good, too much overeating, too much beating yourself up. Sometimes when the Judgment card comes next to this, for those who have a negative self-image or bad internal dialogue where you're saying, oh, I can't do it again, or I'm a piece of crap, or whatever bad thing you might tell yourself. This is all about not doing that. And Temperance is just such a positive card. It's, like I say, it's purification. Water is flowing and changing and moving, and it pushes us forward. And it's just a great card. Good. This is good. So you've got a couple of people here, and they're both pages. So pages are all about youthfulness. So if you're not, a very young adult, these might be your children or some young people If you are a young adult, these could be boyfriends or friends or, people that are really significant to you. I mean, not to say that if it's a parent and child, they're not significant. Clearly they are. So we don't have any Gemini cards here. So, because those are the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And the Page of Wands, that would represent a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So this is a child, teenager, or young adult. If it's a person in your life who is learning to create things and to put things into action, somebody who's probably extremely high energy, very passionate, one of those signs I mentioned, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. High energy, really interested in being very physical. Somebody who always wants to do things. Somebody who never wants to go to bed. That kind of a person. Really high energy, really inquisitive. If it's a child, sometimes they are just over the top. Like they will not let you rest for a second, and they will question you about everything under the sun, and they will, run around, and you just can't believe that anybody could have this much energy. So if it's a person, that might be the scenario. If it's a young adult, say it's a boyfriend or a close friend or something like that, a girlfriend, the pages tend to be more either, any sex than the other signs. Kings and queens are sort of defined by role, typically. It's not so much... it's not so much about body parts. It's more about what you're doing in life. Like, are you taking care of the home front, or are you, and sort of doing the family social calendar and all that kind of stuff, or are you, out there blazing trails? That's sort of how that defines it. But pages have always been more, kids that you just sort of lump in together. It could be girls, boys, whatever. So, the Page of Cups is a really fun one. Again, if this is a kid or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or somebody your child, whoever it is, this is a very happy and fun person. They tend to be very emotional. They are good at talking about, I love you, and can be very, very funny and, maybe a bit of a prankster, and really keep it lighthearted. Sometimes when the pages come in, they're bringing you a message. The Page of Cups can be bringing you a message of love, saying love is coming in, which would not be surprising because you've got this beautiful Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is a total card of celebration. When there are garlands and people, putting their arms in the air with bouquets and everything, it looks like a party, possibly a wedding. This card often means marriage. And this card is all about celebration. I call this card the Fezziwig card because it reminds me of the early employer of Scrooge in A Christmas Carol, the guy who threw the party for his young apprentices and everything, and he was very jovial and everybody's dancing and it's fun, and he's, spending his money to bring everybody in and eat and drink and dance and have a great time. So that's what this is all about, hospitality. If you're a person who likes to entertain or would like to be in a position to be able to do all of that, this might be coming in for you. Maybe you're going to be doing a lot of entertaining this month. Maybe you're going to have a wedding or go to a wedding this month. And then there's the Sun. The Sun is such... Well, let's get to this card first, because this card... Is this the 8 or the 7? I always get these two mixed up. The 7. I mean, I've only been doing this since I was a child, and I still have to look. So the 7 of Wands is all about hard work. So you're a worker, Gemini. You are working hard. And it could be at a variety of things. It could be around the home front. It could be at a job, a traditional job. It could be some entrepreneurial thing. It could be anything. But this guy, he looks like he's trying to grow something, and it looks like it's all happening. I mean, the investment is paying off, but he doesn't look thrilled about it. And I think sometimes you guys are like that, Gemini. You're a little impatient. You want things to happen a little bit faster, which is completely understandable for me. I have zero patience. But you're doing what you need to do. You will reap the benefits of hard work and persistence and all those things. Sorry, every time I smack the table, everything shakes all over the place. But I'm not good at not doing that. So you're on the right track here. This is a very positive reading. Something good is going to happen this month. I absolutely believe that 100%. I think you're going to have a lot of celebration this month. And then the Sun, which is one of the most happy and wonderful cards in the deck. It's childlike joy. It's happiness. It's freedom. This feeling of freedom, the sun beating down on you. I don't know what it's like to be a naked child on a horse. I can remember riding horses when I was a kid, and I loved it. Never did it naked, but it looks like the ultimate freedom to, just be sitting there and with the sun beating down in this kind of fairy book land with big flowers and happy times and happiness, just pure unadulterated happiness. So this is a very beautiful reading. I hope something's happening here where you get to either be part of or go to a beautiful wedding, a beautiful celebration, an amazing party, all kinds of happy times, good stuff. I think you're going to have a fantastic month, Gemini, and I would love to hear about it in the comments if any of this resonates with you, or whatever you have to say, positive or negative. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to talk to you soon. Have a fantastic day and month ahead.